Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a Victober TBR. So for any of you who do not know, Victober is a month-long readathon which is hosted in the month of October, and it focuses on Victorian literature. The Victorian era spanned from June 20th, 1837 to January 22nd, 1901. So any books published during this time in the UK and Ireland are included. I participated in Victober 2017 and I had so much fun, and I have been waiting for Victober 2018. So this year the readathon is hosted by 4 YouTubers: Ange from Beyond the Pages, Kate from Kate How, Katie from Books and Things, and Lucy from Lucy the Reader. So the first challenge is by Ange, and it is to read a book by one of the host's favorite Victorian authors. And the 4 authors which are their favorites are Thomas Hardy, Charles Dickens, Elizabeth Gaskell, and Charlotte Brontë. So I was thinking of reading something from either Thomas Hardy or Charlotte Brontë. I would have loved to read something from Charles Dickens, but I finished Bleak House 2 days ago, so I've had enough of Charles Dickens for a while. So for Thomas Hardy, I have 2 options, either to read The Woodlanders or The Trumpet Major. I'm not sure which of these 2 I'm going to choose, but it is definitely going to be between these 2 because these are the 2 unread books from him on my shelf. I'm probably going to read their summaries and see which one appeals to me at the time. So the next challenge is by Kate, and it is to read a Victorian book with a proper name in the title. I'm really drawn towards Shirley by Charlotte Brontë because I have only read Jane Eyre and The Professor, and I was not a huge fan, but I have heard a lot of praise for Shirley, but it is a big book. So I think I'm going to give it a try, because if this book takes forever, I can count it in for the first challenge because this is one of the favorite authors of the hosts. So that would mean this book will do 2 challenges, and this one also checks off the challenge: read a Victorian book written by a woman anonymously or with a pseudonym. And this was Lucy's challenge. The Brontë sisters all used pseudonyms, so this book will check off 3 of the challenges. The next challenge is to read a book that was published in the first 10 years of the Victorian era and or published in the last 10 years of the Victorian era. So I had a couple of books on my shelf which will achieve this challenge. The first one was Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy, and then there is also Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre. So I already read Dracula last year, so I'm not going to include that. But I think I'm going to go with either Wuthering Heights by Emily Brontë or Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. I have read both of these books almost 10-12 years ago, so I've forgotten everything about them. That is why I want to give these a reread. So I'm going to pick either of these 2, and I'm also going to watch their movies or TV series. So this will check off the challenge of read a Victorian novel and watch a screen adaptation. So it's going to be either Wuthering Heights or Jane Eyre. Again, it depends what I feel like reading. There's also a group read along for Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell. Now I've already read Wives and Daughters, and I read it last Victober, so I don't want to read it again. It is a big book and it is a commitment, and it is fresh in my memory, so I don't want to read this. Instead, I really want to read George Eliot because she is one of my favorite authors. So I was thinking I could read either, it is Victober. I really want to read something by Anthony Trollope and something by George Eliot. George Eliot wrote with a pseudonym, so she can definitely check off a challenge. So I have Felix Holt the Radical by George Eliot and Daniel Deronda by George Eliot. So if I get a chance, I'm going to pick one of these up because I really enjoy her writing. And I was thinking I can just start reading a Victorian novel from now, be a part of Victober before Victober actually starts, because I have nothing else to read at the moment. I really want to start with Victorian literature, so I might pick either Shirley or Felix Holt, and I'll keep you guys updated on what I'm reading. I'm super excited and happy about Victober, and I hope you guys are too. So let me know down in the comments if you have made a TBR video, because I would love to check that out, and I'm going to see you all in Victober very soon. Bye.